Welcome, everybody, back to the No Name Nonsense podcast. We are here in the building, as always, with my illustrious, very fortunate to have around guest. Let's go ahead and start off with DJ Tunes. What's going on, DJ? How you doing today?
Man, y'all know what it is. I'm here chilling.
Hey, I know that's right. I get fixing the camera. I get you right getting your Bills blue. I see you out here. The streets ain't ready.
What we do.
And then we have returning from her hiatus of Stranger Things. She must have went into the void, or what is it? What's the other realm? The other realm?
The Upside Down.
There you go. She was in the Upside Down with her crew, hanging out there. We got Mama Steve back in the building. What's going on, Mama Steve?
Oh, it was a great weekend, and I missed everyone. I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back, though.
All right. Now, if you check out one of our other segments where we talk about COVID and other things, you'll get some adventures from the Mama Steve Stranger Things Into the Void runaround. So before we get fully into that, let's go ahead and have Mama Steve tell everybody where you can find us at. Where can you find us in these streets, Mama Steve?
Well, you can search Headcanon Circus on Facebook and YouTube, and of course our Spotify, which is our little baby. You can find all of our topics segmented on the Spotify playlist, including a playlist from DJ Tunes of all of our favorite songs that go well with the podcast. And now we have Instagram. Yeah, we have Instagram now, so please go follow us and like all of our posts on Instagram. Again, that's Headcanon Circus, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and now Instagram.
I did realize in the last segment we did not shout out your TikTok page, which is blowing up because of Stranger Things Expedition. What is your TikTok page? Where people can find you on TikTok?
It's Mama Steve Meg. Yes, it has blown up since my Stranger Things weekend because I did take some TikToks of some of the places that I visited, some of the Stranger Things filming sites, as well as a couple of other little memes and little funnies that you'll find that are all Stranger Things related. But that's Mama Steve Meg on TikTok and on Twitch. I do a retro genre channel on Twitch. That's twitch.tv. No, yeah, twitch.tv/Mama Steve Meg. I can never remember the address.
It's fine. It's fine. I can't remember half my stuff half the time. So.
Okay.
Yes, please check us out there. And again, on Facebook, we do have an exclusive show on there, Wrestling Review with me and Travis. I think this next week we're doing a Thunderbolt Patterson match, which is going to be a short showing because it's only like 7 minutes long, I think, against Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, or Nightmare, depending on how you want to think about the polka dots. All right, let's jump into our topic today. Barack Obama's new book is coming out. It may probably already hit the shelves by the time you're listening to this. There are experts in the book talking about him and Michelle's difficulties, the stress on their marriage and their family during his presidency. Barack Obama talks about how, because he was constantly consumed with his job as the president of the United States, he didn't have as much time for family and Michelle. Michelle also speaks about the fact that the scrutiny that came with him being president and the scrutiny that were taken out on his daughters as well because he was president. That made me think to myself, man, if you could be the most powerful man in the world and your wife still be like, man, you got to find a new job. We can't deal with this. That made me think to myself, what careers would we individually put up with that our spouses did for better or for worse, that we know we're fracturing or hurting our marriage? So what jobs will we put up with that we know would fracture, stress, or hurt our marriage? So I have a list of jobs here, some high paying, some low paying, some barely paying, and see what you guys would answer here. If you're willing to put up with the stress in your marriage for your partner or your spouse to do this job or career. So the first one on our list, which I think is a give me, I have doctor. Mama Steve, will you put up with your husband being a doctor even though it stresses your marriage?
I would, because if there were any sort of medical questions or mishaps in my home, I mean, we have a doctor right there.
That's a good answer. All right. What about you, DJ Tunes? Would you put up with your wife being a doctor?
I think I can handle that. I can handle her being a doctor. Like, Mama Steve said, she would come in handy, especially with 3 kids, 3 youngins in the house. We rarely have to make hospital visits. That keeps, a lot less bills accumulating,
Absolutely.
I can
Absolutely.
deal with
Okay.
it. I know the schedule is pretty hectic, and it's gonna be on call a lot. But I'm pretty flexible, and I think we can figure things out and find a happy medium.
I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna go with doctor as well. I would agree. I would put up with the stress of that. A farmer or a ranch hand? Mama Steve, would you put up with? Well, I put this because a farmer and a ranch hand, they usually work 12 to 15 hours a day, up in the morning, not home till late. Would you put up with your husband being a farmer or a ranch hand?
I would say yes because my grandfather and my great grandfather ran a tobacco farm many years ago, and this was this was before my grandfather became a bread truck driver or bread truck driver with Sunbeam. But before that, they ran a tobacco farm, and my grandparents were happily married for 50 years,
So
50
why did he
plus
stop
years,
doing that and became a truck driver?
because they wanted a better life for my mom and my uncle. The farmhouse that they had did not have running plumbing.
Hmm.
So I think, and there were better schools in the district that they wanted mom and my uncle to go to. There's just something about farming that just brings reward. It just brings a certain reward to your life.
Okay, to
So
DJ, farmer, rancher.
Uh, I mean, although I could never envision my wife being a part of that occupation, it would be very advantageous to the family, like Mama Steve referred to, as far as bringing in fresh organic produce and meat. We're very carnivorous. We love our meats. Our beef and chicken and ox and all of those different farm animals. I mean, as to the schedule, it sounds like it's a very rigorous uh, labor and field occupation. As long as you don't come home smelling like those farm animals every day, I think we can get along quite well.
I'm gonna say no. I couldn't do it. Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Like, one, we're probably gonna live somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, which ain't gonna be cool with me. I'm a city boy. Two,
Oklahoma.
like you said, her coming home smelling like horse shit and all that. I'm not about that life. Like,
You ain't with snapping chicken necks. You know what
nah,
I'm
none of that, none of that.
oh
Which my mother grew up on a farm too, so
yeah.
but it wasn't for me, man.
saying?
I have a restaurant owner of a mid-sized restaurant.
Oh
I know
gosh.
DJ Tunes and all. We know running a restaurant is crazy hours.
No joke.
No.
No joke.
I know that from personal experience. Okay.
So you're
No.
saying no, you would not
Okay.
put up with that job.
No, because we did do that because when Travis graduated from college, his mama bought a cafe so that he could, run it and we could run it as a family business. And he was general manager. You want to talk about stress on a marriage? It broke. Like, he would come home stressed every day. He did not have a single happy day because when he would come home, he would still have to work books. He would still have to tend to, the finances of the business
Yep.
and the scheduling and the stress of it. And when something broke down, his parents had to get involved, and then they would argue. Thanksgiving and Christmas was horrible because they would constantly argue about the business. So from someone that has been there, I have never seen someone so broken and depressed than a restaurant manager, and that's what Travis was.
Would you be able to do it?
I mean, like I said, I'm one of the most flexible dudes in the world. I would try to talk her out of it. If we can find other options, alternative options, then I would prefer to seek that route because I was in the industry for so long and know, all the ins and outs and all the downfalls and unnecessary drama that's involved in that particular occupation. But like Mama Steve was referring to, it's a very stressful job. You know what I'm saying? It can be stressful just as a server and a bartender, much less a manager or a general manager. So I feel their pain for sure. So
I'm gonna say
bottom line, nah, I wouldn't deal with it.
I would say I would deal with it, and I think that kind of is the farmer rancher thing that you all would deal with, because I have experience in the restaurant game. Like, I would understand what it is going into it, and would be willing to be a participant in helping in that situation. Where the farmer and rancher, I ain't want no part of that. So I'm useless in that one. But this one I would because I could help because I know what it's going to entail. A miner. So I know that's like oil rig miners. I know for a little bit of coal that still exists, a coal miner, long hours, dangerous job. Mama C, would you put up with living with a miner, married to a miner?
I would, because, you know, they work hard, and I understand. I would, I wouldn't fully understand their frustration of the job, but I would, try to be as supportive as possible. But I know it would be a hard, I know it'd be a hard toll on the marriage, but that would be something that I would be okay with, for them being a
Okay.
minor.
Okay. And also let's add in there's a very high risk of death in that type of job. So it's kind of like knowing that you could be basically a widow in that job. So just hold
Yeah.
on. So you against the restaurant manager, but all right, DJ Twos, what do you got? A minor. If your wife wanted to be a minor, would you?
I just couldn't. I couldn't picture that or envision that. Like, I would be out on the minor. Like, I just don't think that would fit. Her and our family needs. Although it is a good paying job, I would probably prefer to point her in another direction.
Hmm.
It's very, like you said, very dangerous. High high risk. High reward. I just think the high risk outweighs the reward in that particular occupation.
Yeah, I
So.
couldn't do it. I would just worry about being a widower, and I would worry also just about the long term damages that come with, the
Hmm.
long term health damages.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern would be that if you do make it to retirement with me, I'm pretty much going to be taking care of you because the lungs are going to be bad. It's a lot of things that go on with that. So I probably
Hmm.
would look at other options, which leads to the next one, a firefighter. Mama Steve, would you? And well, see, women love firefighters because all they think is
Hmm.
about the
Yeah, they
sexy
do.
firefighter calendar. So,
Hmm.
Mama Steve, would you
Yeah.
put up with your a significant other being a firefighter, weird hours, long hours, and the danger?
We actually talked about it, because Travis actually did look into becoming a firefighter. And again, there's always that. I mean, there's going to be a risk of death. It is a dangerous job, but if it's something that's fulfilling and rewarding, and if it's something that he wants to do, yeah. I mean, the hours are going to be long, but he's helping other people and he's
Yeah.
saving lives. So I would
Okay.
say yes.
All right. What about you, DJ?
Firefighter. I mean, if she had a passion for it and it was something that, she would,
She had a
you know,
passion for knocking out them fires. I got you.
hey, if that's what she want to do, you know what I'm saying? I would support her. Although I think, it would be, very dangerous again, high risk, high rewards. You are saving people's lives, but your life is also, in jeopardy. And, with three kids again, I would say that, I would probably, not opt for you know, the fire truck industry.
Plus,
Yeah.
it reminds me of that song, The Fireman. And the beginning of the song is like, the fireman's coming.
Lil Wayne, that
that-
Wheezy
um,
baby.
I'm gonna say nah. I'm gonna be out on that one too. Just I couldn't deal with that whole thing. My worst fear ever. Like I always tell my wife, I want to be the first one to go, because then I can at least set it up and leave. If she the first one to go, it's gonna be just lunacy
Mm.
around his house, and so I'm gonna be like, nah. I'm gonna have to let you chill. And the hours are just crazy. My neighbor is a
Mhm.
firefighter, and he'll have some days where he's 24 hours on, then 8 hours off, and then back to another 12 hours on, and then he'll
What?
finally get 24 hours off. Like his schedule is crazy and insane. So
Wow.
that's just a lot of juggling for you, for you and your significant other. Now they let them know ahead of time what their schedule is going to be, but it's just a lot of uncertainty. So my
Hmm.
next one is, and I chose these correctly: cruise attendant and flight attendant, not pilots, not captains, because the pay. You're like, oh yeah, the pay and the vacations. No, cruise attendant and flight attendants. Mama Steve, would you be able to do that?
No,
Stress in your marriage.
no. And let me explain why. You will never see your spouse. We go on a lot of cruises, and we've talked to a lot of cruise workers and employees, and from all sides, entertainment, wait staff, whatever, and they have said they work, what is it, 9 to 10 months straight on the cruise ship, and then they get like 2 to 3 months off with their family, and go home with their family. I could not do that. I couldn't, be sitting around waiting for my husband, you know, 9 to 10 months at a time alone, being home alone and not seeing him except maybe on a Skype where the internet's good, because the internet on the cruise ship is crap. So no, I couldn't do that.
DJ,
I
what about
couldn't.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. That's insanity. Like I can date somebody, you know what I'm saying, in that one of those particular occupations, but it's just not gonna work as far as a marriage and a long-term relationship. That's like a single person's, occupation.
Yeah.
Just not gonna work. It's just no way.
Right, right.
Go
Well,
that long and have a happy medium and even, balance between relationship slash work. Just no
It
way.
would
well,
it would
my
work if the two were on the cruise ship together and they met on the cruise and they started dating and then they
Then
transferred
you'll
from
be
cruise
stuck
ship.
out in sea for like 9, 10 months straight with that. Nah, that ain't gonna work either.
Have
I'm
some
out.
have some nautical children.
I'm
especially if you
out,
break up,
bro.
especially if you break up. But
Man,
my
I'm out.
my wife's uncle and aunt, he's a pilot. Now I know it's different because the pay scale is a lot different too, but he's a pilot. But he's a father of 2 daughters, and so he always jokes that yeah, we've been together for 30 years, but we really only been together for 15. If you actually count the times he was actually home, because he was gone, 3-4 days out of the week, 3-4 days back home. So he always joked like that and say we've been married for 30, but in actual time has only been 15 years. So, but they make it work. But I would probably say I probably couldn't. It's just at the time and the leave and all that, and I'm not even clingy with my wife. So if I'm like, I need you around here at least more than that, then yeah, it would be tough for me. Here's another one that Mama Steve will be more close up your alley. A video game developer, not a player, but a developer. They usually work 12 to 15 hours a day. Was it 6 to 7 days a week, depending on the game and how soon it needs to hit market. So, Mama Steve, could you date a video game developer?
I would say yes because in some instances, especially now, the video game developer can work from home. Even though it's probably like a distance in the marriage, it's only temporary depending on deadlines. So that would be something that I would be okay with Travis doing if that's something that he wanted to do. I would just have to be more understanding that, he's got a deadline and he's, for first off, it would be perfect for him because he's an introvert. So if he were to do it and if he had to work from home to do it, I think that would be a little bit easier on the marriage, but I would say yes. Sure, I know it's stressful, but if it's something that an introvert is passionate about, I'm more than okay with that.
All right. DJ Tunes, video game developer.
Yeah, I'm with that. I can dig that. Like Mama Steve said, that's a possibility and options from working from home and not always being away from the family. Back in the day, I used to be a hardcore gamer. I can be involved, and what I'm saying, we can, get together on, some ideas, and I can, assist with that and be, involved in her job, and that can be a way for us to, communicate and get closer and bond with each other. So absolutely, the kids will probably eventually start playing video games as well. It'd be a whole family industry. We start our own video game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the bright side to look at it. I'm gonna go yes
Yeah.
with that as well. I think Mama Steve hit it on the head. They can work from home majority of the time, and that's cool with me. The last one I have on my list is a power plant worker, not the manager, not there, but a power plant worker. He almost Homer Simpson-esque. Mama Steve, could you deal with a power plant worker?
This may cause me to change my answer on the minor. Now that I'm thinking more about it, I'm going to change my answer from the minor as well. I'm going to say for both, no. Now that I think about it more, because I didn't really think much about it, but now that you're mentioning about a power plant worker, I'm going to say no. There is a risk of radiation. And if it's stressing the husband out, then it's stressing the wife out of bringing that radiation home. That could cause some damage to, the family. I mean, you just never know with power plant. I mean, look at Chernobyl. I mean, all those poor people in Chernobyl. I mean, that could happen at any time, anywhere for these power plants. On the Savannah River site, there's a power plant. I mean, if you think about all those families that constantly worry about an explosion, or, you know, power plant workers that work long hours and then they get to work and they're exhausted, they could accidentally hit a button that could cause a major explosion. Then that could put a lot of stress on any family. So I'm going to say no, absolutely not.
All right, DJ Tunes, power plant worker.
Not happening. I'm out, bro. My wife ain't working in no power plant. Just not happening. There's no way. No way, Jose.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm out on that one as well. Yes, remember
Before we go off the air, two more occupations.
Okay.
Actor or actress? How do y'all feel about that?
I'm down.
I'd be down with that. Yeah.
Okay, so you down with, love scenes and stuff like that? You okay? You permit that?
We've actually talked about it before.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I mean, whatever. Do your thing. If that's the job, part of the job, I mean, everybody tested, everybody clean, Yeah. All right, what's the second one?
Stripper.
Woo! I knew I was gonna put that on my list.
Yep.
I was gonna put that on my list.
Yes. Think about it. I mean, okay, sure, you probably wouldn't be able to see your spouse, but there's something about it that certain, like, the onlooker type of thing that just can add a little spice to the marriage when
the relationship.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and then you see that and you're like, oh, I got to get with that. And
I'm gonna put
that's yours.
I'm gonna put a slice on divide on this one. I could not be married to a stripper, but I could be in a relationship with one. Yeah. If that makes because I mean the money's gonna be good. She out there doing her thing, but I could be in a relationship with one. But if we were to get married, it would be kind of one of those, and that'd be more my concern about. What are we going to speak about the job when it comes to relates to having kids? And
your mind is just wandering 24/7. You just can't,
right. Then especially when you're pregnant, are you still going to be stripping when you're pregnant? Just a lot. So
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a minute. I mean, if you have enough trust in a marriage and a relationship, then actor or stripper would not be of a bothersome. It's the trust factor and communication factor that ruin aspects of a marriage. So as long as my spouse, if he's doing the actor or the stripper thing, and he's in full communication with me, and he's getting tested, and he's knowing that, hey, I'm married, so I love my wife, and I'm fine with that.
I'm glad that you have that much trust in your husband. I'm saying that I ain't got that kind of trust in my wife. I ain't got that much trust in nobody. No. You don't understand the types that go into strip clubs. Like Magic City, the ballers that go into Magic City? Man, my chick could be gone tomorrow. No. That's why I could be in a relationship with him. Because if you get me out the box in a relationship, I'm all right.
It's probably very different, from a man's perspective as opposed to a female.
No, it's just Mama Steve really trusts her husband. We could bring other women on here that be like, hell no, I ain't let my joker shake his junk in front of no broads. These broads out here straight thirsty.
Yeah. Well, I have a story about well, I can't say it right now, but I have to ask him if it's okay for me to divulge this on a podcast.
All right. Well, we won't save that for maybe another segment there. Well, so I'm good. This is a good experiment too. So I mean, when people out there going to throw some shade at Michelle Obama and go, oh, how she, she's sleeping with the most powerful man in the world and blah, 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 blah. There are jobs out there that have stressed your marriage that you don't want no piece of, you don't want no part of. So hopefully that puts that in a new perspective and light. But thank you guys all for listening and watching us, depending wherever you're seeing us at. Mama Steve, tell us all the places they can find us at.
Headcanon Circus on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and now Instagram.
But yes, thank you guys for listening. Mama Steve told you everywhere you can find us, but don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow us in all places. Headcanon Circus on Facebook has seemed to start blowing up a little bit here, so I appreciate that love from everybody there. And click on to the next segment, man. We got some more heat for you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
See you soon.